Welcome to Business Matters, a program produced by the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with ActonTV. I'm your host, Kathleen McDonald, Executive Director of the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce. Business Matters is a program which features chamber members and highlights information important to businesses in the Middlesex West community. And today we have the pleasure of welcoming to Business Matters Patti Chisholm of Middlesex Savings Bank. Welcome, Patti.
Thank you.
Patti's the Vice President and Regional Manager of the Community Banking Division of Middlesex Savings Bank. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the bank, Patti?
Sure. Middlesex Savings Bank is a mutual savings bank founded in 1835. So we're just over 180 years old. We have 29 branch locations in Middlesex and Norfolk counties, and we employ just over 500 individuals. We have operations centers in Westboro and in Natick, and our main office headquartered in Natick. We serve businesses and consumers throughout Massachusetts. And we're actually the second largest mutual savings bank in Massachusetts with just over $4 billion in assets. And we continue to be the choice of banks in many of our communities.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that about the ranking of the bank. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. How does Middlesex differ from other banks?
Well, what makes us different certainly is the participation within the community and the fact that we are not a stock-owned bank. We're a mutual savings bank. We have no shareholders. So we can give back to the community, give back to our employees, give back to our customers, not paying dividends to our shareholders. And this difference really allows us to focus on the community as a whole. It allows us to develop long-term relationships with our customers and kind of look at it from a long-term point of view. We really want to develop the relationship, not just get the account type of a bank.
That's what banking's all about, really, isn't it? Relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, at Middlesex Savings Bank, we have our tagline, "Where you're worth more." And we really stand by that statement. We put our customers first in offering products, services, looking out for their needs and not just selling products. We really do want to understand the relationship that a customer is looking for. We're able to offer lower fees, and we really truly offer that personalized, excellent service, and we do stand by that. We're visible in the community, as you know, through the Chamber of Commerce. And many of our employees live in the town that they actually work in. We really go far beyond the doors of just our branches. And as a mutual savings bank, and having no shareholders, we really have made that choice to focus on the needs of our customers, our employees, and the surrounding communities. We really try to get to know our customers personally. We have great products. I mean, all banks offer similar products, but we have a great first-time home buyer program. We offer all types of business loans and offer deposit products as well. And when you are our customer, you are our first priority.
That's great. Can you give me some examples how Middlesex Savings Bank supports the community?
Sure. Supporting the community, that's huge in what we try to do to make our business successful. We help the community by granting scholarships. Every year our bank awards $1,000 scholarships in each of the branch towns that we have offices in. We provide free seminars to home buyers as well as businesses. offering QuickBooks seminars, economic development seminars, and first-time homebuyer seminars. We participate in community events, and we also serve on local boards of nonprofit organizations. By doing this, this really allows us to connect with the community and giving back through volunteerism as well as monetary support. And we're big in serving the community. One part of our community involvement is the bank has a charitable foundation called the Middlesex Savings Bank Charitable Foundation, which supports nonprofit organizations. We provide services and programs in a wide variety of fields, whether it's arts and culture, education, just looking out for basic human needs. Our charitable foundation has been around for about 15 years now, wow. And we have supported over 200 nonprofit local organizations with more than $2 million that we have given out in grants. So the charitable foundation is well endowed. We focus on education, basic human needs, and capacity building. And we have like 2 times a year you can apply for a grant through our charitable foundation.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
That's great to know about. I think that's important for the community to be aware of.
Yeah.
What kind of businesses does the bank work with?
All types of businesses.
Great.
We work with solopreneurs, whether you're a doctor, an electrician, a landscaper, to servicing manufacturing plants, technology companies, nonprofit groups. I mean, we bank with any type of a business. We also offer a lot of commercial financial products based on cash management, merchant MasterCard, Visa, online banking, mobile deposit. On the lending side, we finance lines of credit to aid in cash flow needs, commercial mortgages, term loans to purchase equipment and refinancing your debt, as well as letters of credit. So we run the whole gamut of products and services to any type of business.
You have such a wealth of financial experience, which is so wonderful to share with your clients. Can you give me a few words of wisdom in terms of what you would share with a new business that's starting out in the first couple of years?
Well, a new business, I would first start out by saying, consult with a banker. Consult with Middlesex Savings Bank, or consult with the bank of your choice, certainly. A bank would aid and help uncover some needs that you might have, whether it's financing needs or just deposit products. In addition to that, make a business plan. There are organizations out there that can aid in making a business plan, and one company actually is the Small Business Development Center through Clark University. We partner with them as a bank, and I know the Chamber partners with them as well. It's a great service. It's a free service, and a lot of banks would look at a well-documented business plan as a plus to looking at any sort of financing needs. On the Small Business Administration side, our bank actually was just awarded as the Small Business Lender of the Year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, we were honored with this award by approving the highest percentage of loans to businesses in operation for less than 2 years. So we do have a great partnership with the Small Business Development Center. And small businesses are the backbone to the Massachusetts economy. That's what's going to create jobs. That's what's going to just help the whole economic activity of the communities that we're involved in.
I totally concur.
Yep. So.
Tell me a little bit about, for yourself, what do you enjoy about banking?
The change, people, the customers. It's different every day. You can go into your office one morning thinking you're going to get X, Y, and Z done, and then all of a sudden you get a brand new customer coming into the office, and you might spend an hour discussing products and services. So it's different every day. So the diversity, the diversity of people that I meet, and I just enjoy working with people and and I have a good business sense. I'm a graduate of the Massachusetts School of Financial Studies, and I went to college for human services, so I think I'm kind of working along the lines of what my major was, of working with a lot of different customers and prospects.
Well, it can really, it really does tell that you enjoy what you do.
Yep. I have I've been in community banking now for 23 years with Middlesex Savings Bank, and I've served in all roles in the community banking division. And for the last 15 years, I've been regional manager and vice president of the branch.
Yes, I understand that you've also had a longevity with the Chamber for over 18 years. Can you tell me a little bit about your connection with the Chamber?
The bank itself has been a member of the Chamber for 26 years. We just got our 25-year award last year. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And when I started in the Acton branch 18 years ago, I looked into what type of an organization I wanted to be part of and try to serve as in a leadership role, and it was the Chamber of Commerce that I chose. I've served all board positions on the executive committee. I participate in many of the committees, annual awards dinner, the road race committee, served as an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce. I've really gotten to know a lot of great people, and it's really helped me personally and professionally.
Well, you're a stellar example of service to your community, and last year at our award celebration and scholarship fundraiser, you received a special honor.
Yes.
You were honored with the Chamber Member of the Year. How did receiving that award, how did that feel for you, and also what was the impact in terms of the bank and for you personally?
Well, it was a great honor, both personally and professionally. I've realized that the work that I've put into the Chamber of Commerce and the participation has really paid off. Middlesex Savings Bank is a corporate sponsor of the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce, and we've been a corporate sponsor now. I think it's been about 10 years. And we get a lot out of the Chamber, and it's true that what you put in, it certainly comes back to you.
That's absolutely true. I concur with you, Patti. And thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights with us today. I wish you continued success with your dynamic work at Middlesex Savings Bank.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And before we go to break, I just wanted to remind everyone of our events coming up. In March, we're going to be having another wonderful program of members being highlighted here at Business Matters. And in addition, we have our annual meeting coming up in April. April 12th is the date. Please put that on your calendar and save the date. Our speaker will be Hank Philippi Ryan, and you can get more detail by checking the Chamber's website at www.mwcoc.com or calling the Chamber at 978-263-0010. We'll be back with our next guest after this break. Thank you so much. Welcome back to Business Matters. We have the pleasure of welcoming to the program Margaret Koch, Executive Director of the Virginia Thurston Healing Garden in Harvard. Welcome, Margaret.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're most welcome, and please tell us about the history of the Healing Garden. I'd love to find out.
Sure. So the Healing Garden was founded 15 years ago. There were residents of Harvard, Ginny and Bill Thurston. Bill was the general manager of Genrad for many, many years, and Ginny was the first female select woman in town. She was on the school committee. They were very philanthropic and very involved and very down to earth. They purchased land in Harvard to design their dream home, and they did that, and they raised their children. And then later on, Ginny was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she was a woman sort of ahead of her time in that she was really learning about Chinese medicine and Eastern practices in health and wellness. And she used that combination of traditional, conventional Western care as well as those other practices to really improve her quality of life while she was living with that cancer. And so in the end, she passed away in 1999, and in 2000, Bill dedicated 2 acres and a cottage that was on his 12 acres of land to found the Healing Garden in her honor and in her memory, because she had done such a great job. And he co-founded it, I should say, with Betsy Tyson Smith, who was a mental health practitioner who helped Ginny with her support group and some other activities that she did.
How wonderful. What a great beginning to the Healing Garden.
Yeah, it was.
Can you tell me a little bit about the therapies that are provided there?
Sure. So what we provide in the cancer arena is called integrative medicine. And the conventional medical care, the surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation is provided in the medical facilities, and we provide cancer support that is adjunctive and added to that care plan to help the whole person, to treat the person as a whole. So we have everything from support groups and counseling for individuals or for families, for spouses. We have individual body work, which is acupuncture, oncology massage, people who are trained in lymphatic drainage massage, in core integration movement, in meditation, in hypnosis. Many of these things that are very useful in addressing the symptoms of the disease, the side effects of the treatment, and the 4 areas that cancer patients really suffer in, which is physical, psychosocial, and spiritual, because it's a life changed once you have this diagnosis. We also offer programs, and so there's a lot of group activities. We have expressive arts therapy, we have sound therapy, we have journaling classes. There's, as things arise, we create programming with experts in the field, in the medical community, in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We bring them in to create education. Is it nutrition that you need help with? Is it, for some people, it's about intimacy and sexuality, that, things have changed and they need experts to help know what are the resources for rehabilitation so that you can get to a good quality of life, regardless of what's going on with the actual pathologic disease. There's other aspects that need to be addressed, that deserve to be addressed as well.
It's really addressing the whole person.
It is, absolutely. Yeah. And it's, 15 years ago, this was sort of a new agey kind of thing to do. Ginny was ahead of her time. Now, it's 15 years later, the Osher Center, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, that's a center without walls. It is Harvard Medical School and the Brigham and Women's Hospital, focusing on research on integrative medicine, on how the mind and the body have a connection with one another around disease, but also around producing wellness. So they're amassing data that is scientific, that demonstrates the relationship and the need to rely on both forms of the approach to chronic illness, and in particular into integrative medicine for oncology.
It's so important to have that integrative approach.
Correct.
Yeah, wonderful. How many people does the Healing Garden serve?
Since we began, we're around 1,500 individuals.
Oh, wow.
And we also provide, anything that we provide is provided to the family and to the caregivers, regardless of whether they're family or not, because they are at equal risk for health disparity because of the stress of this. It's stressful psychologically, socially, it's physically stressful, it's financially stressful. So we see that and we know that we put resources towards the whole unit to help bring them up and create the support they need to get through it and hopefully to move beyond it, either live with it, live well with it, or to grow beyond it. At any one time, there's probably 250 to 300 individuals that are coming and going in various ways with us. And every week, we average between 7 and 12 new referrals that come to us. And that happens because all of the medical institutions in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts refer their patients to us. There is no other place that provides the support that the Healing Garden does. If you're at a hospital setting or an ambulatory clinic, which is where most of oncology, you have surgery and an inpatient for a little while, but for the rest you're going back and forth. And then when you're not having a treatment, you're at home. So much of the distress that's happening, families have to deal with this. They have to, they're not trained. So we're there really to work with and partner with the institutions. And we are receiving referrals from Mass General, Dana-Farber, of course Emerson Hospital right over in Acton, to Lowell General and Leahy, out to Worcester, to UMass. It's everything. It's in great demand now, and it's understood that this is the best practice in managing a cancer diagnosis.
Where do your patients come from, or your clients, I should say?
The clients come from 165 towns and cities in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. They are, there's a big focus in the area closest to us because it's convenient to get to, but just as people are driving an hour and a half to go get their treatment downtown, they're willing to drive that hour and a half to come to the Healing Garden for this support that they get. And I should also say that a founding principle of the Healing Garden was that this was provided without limitation. So we now serve not just breast cancer, we serve men and women, any diagnosis, and we try to keep it free or very low cost. And if even the lowest cost that we have for some things that we try to pull in a little income from, if you qualify, you're eligible for free care. So there's no denying anyone to the services that we have. So that makes it challenging for a nonprofit to raise that funding. It's not billable to insurance other than the mental health piece. So we rely on philanthropy. We rely on the community around us to do sponsorships of some of our events, or to the corporations to give us grants. We look to foundations to do that as well. So.
Tell me a little bit about how your personal association with Healing Garden first started.
So my career has been in oncology all along. I come from a background in oncology research through the Eastern Cooperative Oncology Group. For many, many years, we were doing phase 3 clinical trials on best practice in all of the cancer diagnoses that we had, I'm going to date myself here, a long time ago. And then I worked for the American College of Surgeons doing epidemiology work with them. And then I took time off and raised a family, and then went back to work as an administrator over at Emerson Hospital at the Bethke Cancer Center. And at that time, I was also on the board at the Healing Garden. And so about 3.5 years ago, the board asked me if I would consider taking this position as executive director. Which wasn't something I really thought I wanted to do, because it's so different to be in an organization where everything, falls to so few people. But it's changed my life. It's been a really rewarding experience, and I'm so glad that I've done it.
That's wonderful. That's great to hear how our work really impacts us on a real soul level.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, in these 3.5 years as executive director, what's the vision that you are trying to propel in terms of the organization going forward?
That's an interesting question. So in the early days as a nonprofit where, they were just trying to make it from the beginning of the fiscal year to the end of the fiscal year and achieve their mission, we've grown so that, we are at capacity in our building and with our services. We know how important this work is, and everything is moving within the arena of cancer, that we hope in a few years that this will become part of insured services for cancer patients. It needs to be. So we're working towards the data and working with people on research to make sure they understand there's evidence that policymakers will adopt this as the best practice and make sure that everybody has access, and that there are centers all over the place that can provide this.
That's a wonderful vision. It's
a low cost, it's healthcare reform, it's at its best. Do the thing at the right price in the right place.
Absolutely.
And do right by people in the community.
Absolutely. And you're a shining example of that in terms of last year. I understand that you were awarded the honor of Outstanding Nonprofit Executive Director by the Chamber. And Tell me a little bit about how that award, how it helped you, how it helped the Healing Garden and your business connections.
It was an honor to receive it. Nothing that happens at the Healing Garden happens unless it's all about the team. I have a wonderful staff, a really very hardworking board, and a huge community of volunteers, and it's they who make all these things happen and have moved us to where we are now, and I'm honored to work with this team. They're fabulous.
Well, we're very, very pleased to get a chance to profile your wonderful organization, and we wish you continuing success in fulfilling that important, vital mission that the Healing Garden has started out with Virginia Thurston and her husband. And so thank you so much, Margaret, for sharing that story, and we wish you the very best in the future.
You.
Thank you so much
And
for
to you
being
too.
here. Thank you. The Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce would like to acknowledge and thank our broadcast sponsors, Emerson Hospital and the Westford Regency Inn and Conference Center. And we look forward to our March broadcast. Thank you so much.